Have you ever hit save on a project or Command or Control S, and right after saving, you quit Cubase, and then you still get the dialog saying, do you want to save the project? And you're like, I just saved it. Well, that happens when you have a plugin or an instrument that's automating or randomizing something like an auto pan or modulators, because they keep changing parameters even 1 second after you saved. So to Cubase, something has changed, and that's why it's asking to save again. Have you ever clicked on a track header and then you want to give it a new color? So you click one, but the track doesn't change. That's because somewhere in your project, an event or a MIDI part is still selected, and that gets priority over the track. So if the track color doesn't change, just click somewhere in an empty space so the events get deselected, and then it'll work. Have you ever heard something play that's not there? In that case, you could be losing your mind, but before you call a psychiatrist, go here in the visibility tab and check your hidden tracks, because maybe you hid one without muting it or disabling it, and then it'll just play even if it's hidden. Have you ever pressed a key command and it's not working? Then check if maybe accidentally you pressed K, which activates the virtual keyboard, and that prevents you from using the key commands because it uses the keys for the keyboard. If that's not it, maybe it's assigned wrong. If you open the key command menu and click this one, you can just press the key command and check if it's assigned to the right function. Have you ever panned something like this and you lost half of the original stereo sound? That's because the regular panner, it shifts the sound left or right by turning down the level of the opposite side. So with a stereo sound, you lose some information. In that case, right-click and choose Combined Panner. And then you can shift the entire stereo image. I'll leave a link to my panning video in the description because that is some important stuff. And have you ever wanted to turn down the track volume after having automated the volume? So your main fader is following the automation, right? You can do several things. If you go to Project, Automation Panel, and click Trim, and then on the track, click Right, you get an extra automation line that trims the entire thing. And you can do it very detailed as well. And if you click again, you get your automation, the trim line, and what it results in. What I like to do is add the volume plugin as a last plugin. That's for signal flow reasons. I'll also link to my signal flow video in the description. And then you can use that as a trim. Or even better, in my opinion, instead of automating this volume, which is the main fader, just click the fader on the volume plugin, and then it'll show up here as the first one, and then automate that one. And then you can just use the main fader like a normal fader. I hope that helped. For more Cubase tutorials, check out this playlist. Thanks for watching and have fun making music.